Call the meeting to order. Start with the pledge and a moment of silence. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated.
Oh, I know.
Is there any need for the salary boards that should go into executive session?
Hi, John.
I think everyone has received a copy of the minutes from the December 13th meeting. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Old items, we have nothing. New items. Creation of two positions in juvenile probation. One would be juvenile probation senior aide. The other will be juvenile probation aide.
And what happens with that is the position of office manager and administrative assistant would cease. Similar to what we did in adult probation, because of the volume at this time. Some of the duties include the urine testing, transports, other things that were typically only a probation officer's position. We can't do that anymore, so we could, but we'd have to hire another probation officer. We were asked to come up with the differences and salary with the longevity pay for the former court coordinator was $39,104.80, and for the office manager with longevity, $34,721.20, for a total of $73,826. The probation aide positions would be $74,969.20. So there's a deficit of about $1,143.20. But no, we currently have a probation officer with longevity pay who's retiring on February 2nd. Her salary is $47,612. That position, new hire now with firearm training, is $37,876.80. And of course, it won't be done immediately because that's the way it works here. So we're actually at a savings of about $9,735.20 with that position. So we would not be over budget for salaries.
We should also consider any vacation payout and things like that she may receive.
Okay. Yeah, I did not figure that into any vacation payout.
So that's only going to be for this year, correct? Because when that position gets filled, then you're going to have an increase.
But the salary is $10,000 lower. The starting salary for the new probation officer will be $10,000 lower.
But if you calculated 52 weeks, then you well, you get paid every hour, like, did you?
Yeah, well, I times our hourly, since we're 40 hours in juvenile, I did it by 20.
For the whole year?
Yes.
So even vacation would be included in that because it's.
Yeah, they would get paid extra, I guess.
Right.
You wouldn't get anything extra.
So I guess Kathleen, right now, we were paying out extra.
Paying out hers, and then we'll pay out for Miss Stewart's as well.
Right.
So is it my understanding that probation officer Stewart is retired?
Yes.
Right.
And
Given her longevity and her current pay rate, her current rate is $47,612. But when we advertise for that position, the new position starts at $37,876.
So it'll take a while for it to catch up.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm
She
saying.
had, because she had 27 years.
She is only here 4 years.
So then, Your Honor, you would take that savings and
Apply it
to
to
these positions.
$1,000, $1,143 that we would be, the overage we would have from the office manager and court coordinator
That would
would
be
still
the
be
same.
under budget
Yeah.
in the end.
There would be a saving, in the end, there would be a savings,
Right.
Yeah, for now.
Right.
$9,000.
And really, the duties, anymore, everything is more about case management now than administration or administrative assistant, and where typing was once the primary skill, it isn't anymore. It's all about, we are part of the CP or
JCMS and CPCMS.
and CPCOS, two systems that we have to work with. So things have really evolved and changed in that regard. And then the second thing is, we just have found it's more efficient to have everyone trained and used to doing transport, to everyone trained and being used to also, do the urines and things when necessary.
That's why we kind of thought this was a good time, since like we're going to be hiring a new staff member, training them right from the beginning, And Danielle, she would be switching to that other position, training her at the same time.
She would be the senior.
Yes, she would be the senior.
So then, the not senior, you would have to hire that.
Yes, that would
They
be,
should be the
that would
second one, yeah.
Along with a new program.
Yeah, after this month we would have.
So I guess my only comment is not that I'm not supportive, but a couple things. One, I think last time we did this at salary board, and it was not the appropriate place to actually have these positions created and filled. And then we had gone to our labor attorney because Ben questioned it. And the labor attorney said, this is not something that comes before salary board. This is something that is a negotiations item and would need an MOU, and then approved by the commissioners. If I remember, we had to do that with adult probation, because I think this is something similar to what we did in adult probation.
We were told we needed to come through salary board, and the reason being is it was, if we were filling a position, we did not have to come to salary board for an existing position, but if we changed a position, we had to come through salary board.
So
that's why I'm here.
Salary board creates the position.
Right.
Okay,
But then the bargaining has to be done with the union for the wage and all that. Also, it still ended up as an MOU.
it has to be an MOU
Yeah,
by
it
the
still
commissioner.
ended up as an MOU and has to go before the board of commissioners.
Right.
So what you're
Well,
saying is that we
I'm
can
the fuzzy
approve,
one on
we
the
can
what
approve the
goes to what.
position, we can approve the positions here in salary board, but then negotiating the salary is through an MOU. Okay, I understand that, but actually creating the positions belongs here.
Now, are you guys replacing Kathleen and creating this position, or?
No, we're replacing her, but the same two positions.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, not a new position, just different, I guess, job descriptions with other duties, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want my 2 cents, I jumped on Westlaw while I'm here. I mean, I'm seeing a case note that salary board has authority to create new positions.
Correct.
So if we create the position, then we would have to involve the union for the salary.
That's correct.
So I have another question, I apologize, I'm learning. So if you're replacing Kathleen and were you calculating her loss of wages into the total amount?
Yes, that's
So-
what
But you're going to be using those wages to hire a new person, and then you're also creating another person, and you're still gonna be 9,000 ahead?
yes, we would be.
Okay, I was
So,
just checking.
yeah, so our 2 support positions out there, I figured just over $1,000 difference from what they are right now.
Okay, I was just clarifying, I just wasn't sure, so I want to make sure I understood, thank you.
With additional duties per se.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
To help
the officers, doing some of the tasks the officers are stuck with now, to free them up.
So how does one determine the requested salary? Is that part of the union contract then?
That's the memorandum of understanding that would be an addendum with the union involved. In terms
So
of-
how did these requested salary amounts get set then? So if
I think there
I,
was discussion about whether the position should be changed. That was my understanding, because Lisa thought it was a loss of several thousand, and I wanted to be clear about what we're requesting on that, so. But that's where the
So,
hourly
I
rates
mean,
are set.
how are these rates set according to what our negotiated agreement would be?
Yes, with adult,
Okay,
because they're identical, well, not identical duties, but they're identical positions.
okay.
And it doesn't create a new category, so I'm wondering if we even need an MOU with that, since the positions exist within the county.
Well,
But they only exist within adult probation because that's what the MOU says.
Right, so
Yeah.
probably do the same type of
And
MOU.
in that,
but-
they also eliminated a staff member and two other, the office manager and administrative assistant, plus a probation officer.
I believe the probation officer position was something to be negotiated and hasn't yet been addressed, but it hasn't been filled because there are 3 probation officers short in adult probation. So that,
well, I guess my thought would be to take action here as it relates creation of the 2 positions, and then follow up with our attorneys and make sure that we've dotted our i's and crossed our t's.
that makes
Because
sense.
I don't want to keep, and one of the things that I said, just for everybody's edification, mostly mine, is an understanding of a matrix, what belongs in salary board, what belongs as a negotiation, what belongs, where the commissioner's responsibility is. So if we can lay that matrix out, we don't have to try and keep revisiting this every time.
And I-
And go, okay, Nathaniel, what does it?
And I'm assuming, again, the reason we included the salary information is because it was requested. So I included it, and I
Yes.
thought it was a better way to make an informed decision for the commissioners, because it at least addresses where we're at financially as a department, so that we're not overstepped.
So, Commissioner Durbin, you mentioned about moving forward. Do you want to put that in the form of a motion?
Yes.
I can do that if you like. And I would simply move that the juvenile probation be authorized to create a position of senior probation aide and probation aide. In exchange, the positions of office manager and court coordinator shall be removed from the juvenile probation department's list of employees.
With our hoping that it would be a savings in the long run.
It would be.
Yeah. Definitely, I think the bottom line is, our recidivism, trying to keep juveniles out of placement, which is a huge cost, and the more time our officers can work with the juveniles,
We have a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
We have a motion, a second, discussions. Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Just wanted to comment afterwards that we'll follow up with our council and make sure that we've dotted our i's and crossed our t's as it relates to this specific
We-
situation.
Cannot advertise a position without a salary. So time is of the essence here, and I'm
Understood.
thinking, and also it's prospective in terms of, we know we won't be coming before you for the filling of the other probation position because it exists. And there's a salary associated with our salary scale.
Right.
The pay scale indicates the 37,876, 80. So when that time comes, we have an announced salary, but I don't have announced salaries for either the senior or probation aide.
Is that position is part of your complement already?
Right. Right, so I would not need to come back. That's my understanding? Okay.
My understanding, because, probably would defer to legal counsel, is that the information on the salary here is just part of the proposal, but it's not legally binding until the union agrees.
Yeah.
The only thing we moved and were seconded on were the actual creations of the position.
Right.
So that's the only part that was voted upon.
Yep.
Thank you.
Does anybody foresee any issue with labor?
No,
They're
we
already-
just wanna make sure we're doing it right.
Okay.
Because we,
Juvenile probation is basically married adult.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
that's okay, oh no, that's all good, that's all good. We've had so many interesting situations in the last 3 months, I wanna make sure we're doing it right.
I can speak to the last week and a half. Some days I feel like
You
my
haven't
head's
had
gonna
any,
explode.
so it gets more exciting as the year goes
Well,
on.
I'm sure. Any other business? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Dan? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Denise.